Hello, my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. Sophie and I don't know if you can see her tail there. Sophie and I would like to welcome you to a flip through of our latest Halloween junk journals. And I like to call this series the Screaming Mimes because all of these journals have these amazing covers of these great faces screaming. And what I like to think is excitement for Halloween. You guys know I'm a huge Halloween fanatic. I love Halloween. Bye, Soph. But I love Halloween, fun, slightly spooky, not too scary Halloween. I'm not into horror or anything gross or scary or anything like that. So, I do love a good scary, like Hitchcock scary, right? But I don't want to think that these are screams of terror, some awful horror movie. So I'm going to say that this is a fright of delight, if you will. This is a night of frights, and on the back, on all of these things that go bump in the night. This one is Something Wicked This Way Comes. And here I put my glasses on. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. So these are all the same, of course, on the back. And this is a night full of frights. I love these. I love their faces. So as you guys know, my favorite trick is the covers are all different, but the insides are the same, with the exception of these have coffee dyed paper, so that will be a little bit different, but I picked the same basic theme of coffee dyed paper, so the only difference is that the print on the paper itself will look a little bit different. So these are all available in my Etsy shop and on my website. And let's see, they have 31 pages for a total of 62 pages in each journal, 47 large tags, 26 small tags, 4 paper doilies, 4 envelope, 9 pieces of paper that wrap around the edge of another piece of paper, 10 tabs that I have glued in, and 4 of the jumbo paper clips with ribbon on them. So let's just get right into these. I have to admit, I think this is one of my favorite sets. So what's in here is sort of more of the fun, spooky, traditional chills and thrills, let's say. Each of the journals that I did this year, they each have a tiny little bit of a theme. So I have a witches set, a black cat set, I have a cute sort of haunted house set, then I have a vintage set. This set really is about sort of like this: for the love of darkness or night, finding relaxation or comfort in the darkness. So these are more for somebody who does like a little bit of scary and spooky. There's vintage imagery in here, but it's not full of a ton of orange and black. There's green, of course, added in because I love adding green into my Halloween journals. So anyways, enough talk. Let me just show you what I got going on here. So all of the journals start with this spooky florist ribbon that I think looks a little bit like a spider web, and I like the idea of having this little kitty cat underneath here just sort of poking through, looking at you, greeting you into your new journal. And then here we have a piece of copy paper that I've printed, and it just wraps nicely around here. So when I say 9 wraps, that's what I mean. I don't know what it is, but I love to wrap paper around other pieces of paper. How fun is that? Woohoo! She's so cute. And then, of course, the magic number 13 goes there. And then on this side, we've got another ghoul here, tucked in, who is cursed, as they say. Once upon a midnight dreary, Absolutely. And then we have another ghoulish ancestor here. And then here we've got this paper with the spiders on it, wrapped around this black construction paper. So I tried to put in a lot of tags that you could use for hidden journaling if you're like me and you like to do a lot of hidden journaling and write on the back of things because you don't want your handwriting to be sort of prominent in the journal. I really like this with the bigger tags, but these tags could also be used for pockets. They could also be used, you know, for tuck spots and all that kind of thing. Sorry, I'm having a total brain burp. It's not Halloween without some poison, so you have to include a good bottle of poison to share with your friends. So we got spooky. So all of the tags are cardstock that I printed off. And we've got some cursed entities here. She's cursed too. I guess I used cursed twice right at the very beginning. Hence the theme of the journal, the cursed. And then there's quite a few tags with the string on them, which I absolutely love. And then we've got on this side, we've got some coffee dyed paper and then one of the tiny little coin envelopes. I don't know what it is about tiny envelopes, but they make me really happy. And I like to include them in the journals. I think they're fun to put little secret stuff in. And they're quite versatile as well, right? Speaking of cursed, she's great. And then we got some bats. And as I said, I really liked adding in a bunch of green into them. It kind of reminds me of Wicked, you know, with the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. I just found out that there was a movie called Judy, of Judy Garland's life that Renee Zellweger did. I started watching it the other night, and I was like, how did I miss this? I can't say that I'm a huge Judy Garland fan, but this movie is quite epic. And I have to admit, though, she had a very sad life. For somebody who seemed, you know, every girl wanted to be her, every girl wanted to be Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. You know, it just goes to show you, be careful what you wish for. She was an incredible talent, but my goodness, her personal life. But anyways, I don't know how I got on that. Okay, so here we have a black handkerchief doily type thing, and this is also on coffee dyed paper with another ghoul here showing her lovely face. And then on this side, I mean, how fun is that? That's the kind, this is sort of, to me, this is the epitome of the kind of Halloween that I love. Really kind of weird, macabre, creepy, but not in any way gory or terrifying. Darker and darker the black shadows fall. Sleep and oblivion reign over all. Soon, my friends. Very soon. And I included in a lot of the journals this year this sort of damask, dark damask looking paper. I sort of thought it would be like the kind of wallpaper that you might find in a haunted house. You know what I mean? Like this, you'd find this kind of wallpaper in a haunted house for sure. Then we have everybody's favorite ghoul, Edgar Allan Poe, and here is a copy of Annabel Lee, one of his most famous and tragic poems and love stories. I won't read it, but I have to say it's one of my favorite. Spooky, of course, in the spooky forest here. We got one of the paper dolls, or paper doilies with a voodoo doll. Say that 5 times fast. And we have a tag. Is this another wrap? Yes, this is a wrap. Again, around coffee dyed paper. Again, with some spooky looking wallpaper that I envisioned that the screaming Mimis might be running past as they're running down the hallway, looking for an escape route out of the haunted house. Some graveyards, of course, you've got to have graveyards and tombstones. Here's one of the few things, oh, here comes Sophie again. One of the few things that I did glue in. Okay, darling, you can't sit on the journal, but you can sit beside me here. That'd be great. Here, yep, you just sit over here. We'll put these journals here. That's good. I always give this spiel in the flip-throughs about how I don't like to glue too much stuff in because I want you to have as much creative control over your journal as possible. But this, every once in a while, I do stick something in, and I couldn't resist. I loved having her face. No, Sophie. Normally I would say yes, but we're trying to get through this flip-through here. Above the ghoulish faces. Because who knows, maybe they've given her some of this elixir. We don't know what's in it. So we've got bats, more spooky wallpaper. Here's another wrap. Sophie's going to officiate here. Goes around. This is coffee dyed paper. So it's either 31 or 13, depending on your preference. Now you will notice that in a lot of these journals, I didn't really put too many specific Halloween references in some of these. Because if you're somebody, and if you're like me, and you really do enjoy Halloween and everything spooky and frightful, that, you know, this doesn't have to just be for Halloween. This is a journal that you could work in that could take you well into the springtime if you were so inclined. So I decided that if you wanted to put in a bunch of really specific Halloween elements into it, then of course, by all means. But this, I thought, for the kind of person that might be getting this sort of journal, you know, for you, if, again, like me, every day is Halloween. I mean, there's obviously a few references. We've got some pumpkins and H for Halloween, but some of them I decided to not go super duper heavy on Halloween. So here we have our lovely ghoul haunting the middle of our journal, and then again we've got another one of these fun little teeny tiny envelopes with Black Cat's Hiss there, and then Scary. I love how the tails of these tags all come out the top of the journal there. So then more spooky paper. It's the bats, more of the creepy jars. Here is another one of the teeny tiny envelopes. I should tell you, just for fun, these are 4 by 2 3/4. And then this is another wraparound here. And just, whoops, no, what was I doing here? This and this. You will notice that in these journals there are some of the, it's a combination of rusty paper clips and some paper clips that are not rusty at all. I do like making rusty paper clips, I'm not going to lie. Open if you dare. That's a great tab. Okay, spiders, tombstones, another really fun, big, creepy ghost for you to use. And here we have Granny's Wart Guaranteed. Not just Granny's Wart Growth Serum, but Granny's Guaranteed Wart Growth Serum. Oh, that's so good. That's great. Okay, we're almost to the end. Here we have Ouija board, card, doily, spooky tag with our ghost ancestor on there, a little tiny bottle of poison, because you never know when you're going to need to take a little tiny bit of poison with you. Another ghost. I thought this was fun to put the ghost here with all of the ghoulish portraits on the wall with the chandelier. So it kind of looked like he's walking around in this big haunted house, and that maybe the chandelier is just sort of like right outside that door or something. And what's this? This is another piece of paper here, wrapped around. 'Tis is the night of Halloween, when all the witches might be seen. Ooh, we can only hope. Okay, and another ghoul there in the forest, and a W for witch, or whatever W you want it to mean. And then we have a coffin in this one. I think this is the only set that has this coffin in it in this series. How cool is that? So again, you'll notice on the fussy cuts, I've left the white border around. Some people like the white border, some people don't. Again, I'm trying to make it so that you could, if you wanted to leave it, you can. You have options. Admit no one, which I thought was really quite a clever tag to go with the coffin. And then curious creatures. Speaking of, Sophie is a very curious creature. And then underneath here we have this fantastic paper print that is mice. How great is that? Oh, that's so good. And that's on coffee dyed paper. More curious creatures there. A haunted castle in the back, because you know that that's where she is. She's inside there. And the other side of the coffee dyed paper, more green, more haunted. And then this has the fantastic black pom-poms at the back, because who doesn't love pom-poms? So my lovely friends, that is the set, or that is the flip through of the Screaming Mimi's set of Halloween junk journals. I have to say I'm quite partial to these. I think these turned out great. The ghosts on the back. So once again, if you have any questions, please by all means write to me in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer whatever concerns you might have. Thank you very much for watching this flip through with me. I really appreciate it. And stay spooky, my friends. Until the next video, speak kindly to yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, everybody.